welcome to this edition of our live webinar session. I'm Edwin Dela. On this channel, we share content on business branding, productivity, and growth mindset. And in today's session, we are going to be talking about how to develop your business, how to grow your business, and how to expand your business as well. So if you have any questions, we share in the comment section. If you have any question bothering about if you have any question bothering about business, growth, or mindset as well, do share in the comment section. We'll try our best to handle them as we go along. So without further much ado, let's jump right into it. So in today's session, we are talking about business branding, business development, and how to expand and market your business as well. I've created a couple of slides for you so you could follow along. In case you get missing along the way, just share in the comment section. I would handle it for you and answer the questions as well. So let's jump right into it. All right, so today we are going to be talking about four main areas, namely how to brand your business or the branding checklist you need to do before you start your business, and also how to build a brand identity, the key elements you need in the brand identity building process. Also, how to market your business and productivity tips for new business owners or business owners in general. So do share in the comment section. I'll be doing a Q&A section as well. So do share your comments, do share your thoughts, do share any feedback you'd like to give us on this, and I appreciate your feedback as well. So do want to share this video, also invite someone to join us live. Tell them we are live, we are coming to learn, we are coming to learn something new today, we are coming to expand our knowledge. So if you are not live yet, please join. I am sure most of you have received the notifications as well, but if you join in, just send hi in the comment section. Let me know you are joining me and you are hearing me loud and clear. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about today is a branding checklist. If you are starting a new business, you're excited about that idea, there are some couple of things you need to do before you start expanding that idea or putting that idea out there. Now, one of them, or on top of the list that you need to do, is to develop a buyer persona. Now, what do we mean by a buyer persona? Depending on the product or service that you're bringing into the market, you need to target a particular set of audience to be able to present that particular product or service to them. Now, how do you develop or find that market audience? That's where your buyer persona comes in. So basically, what the buyer persona does is to describe your basic target audience. Who are they? Where would you find them? What do they do online? How do they react online? Which platforms are they on? So creating all these things helps you understand your product or your service you're offering clearly, and also helps you to identify the right people to target for the product or service you're offering. Now, the advantage of this is that you don't end up wasting your time, just selling to everyone. You can't actually sell to everyone. You need to sell to a specific audience who need your product or service. So selling online is not just about presenting your business and hoping that someone will buy it. A lot more goes into that. A lot of effort, a lot of thinking goes into that. So by developing a buyer persona gives you the advantage, the added advantage, to know exactly who you're selling with. This helps you with your pricing, this helps you with your packaging, this helps you with how you put a message out there, and all those components that come together to creating a very good product. So do well to build a very good brand persona for whatever business you are starting or whatever business you are going to get yourself into, whether it's a product based or a service based. Do well to build a very good brand persona for that particular product so that you'll be able to market it to the right people. Now, the next thing you want to do is to define your core offering. Now, every business has a main focus that they use. Okay, there's a main focus for every business, and there are sub products that support that main product. So let's say you sell shoes. If you are selling shoes, that's your core offering, that's your main focus. But subsequently, you could be selling socks, you could be selling other product that comes along or helps your product stand out or reach the right audience. Through selling your core offering and having side products alongside, you will be able to reach more extensive customers who don't really need your service can come along it or come across it from other channels or other products or services that are offering. So let's say with the shoe example still, let's say you're offering shoes or you're selling shoes as your core offering. The sub elements that you're adding to it in terms of the other product that will help that product sell will be a typical example would be a socks or shirt or something like that. So now if you are selling socks, someone might not see your shoe offering or your shoe as the core offering, but see the socks that you sell as the core offering. Now through that, they will be able to come to you and say, oh, I saw that you sell socks. I didn't know you sell shoes. Now, through the search, you'll be able to get a true customer out of that. So that's why sometimes it's very important to have complementing brands that will help your main core offering stand out or help you sell your core offering as well. So do well to understand your core offering, what it's exactly your brand is going to be about, and the sub brands that will help that brand stand out as well. Now, the next thing you want to do on this checklist is to figure out a business name. Now, there's a video on my channel where I explain the various types of business names, how to come up with a business name, and how to validate that business name before you launch it out. So do all to go and watch that one. It has more details into it as well, so it gives you much more explanation and much more clarity on coming up with a good business name. So the next thing you want to do on the list actually is to come up with a business name that will help your business stand out, and try our best to make it unique or make it stand out. So when your customers hear, they could easily relate to it or they could easily remember it as well. The next thing you want to do is to get a domain name registered for that business. That's going to be for your website. And then the added advantage of having websites is also to help you get discovered on the web. It helps you with brand positioning. It helps you with brand credibility as well. So do all to build the website once you get the domain registered. The next thing you want to do also is to get your social media handles all accepted, right? So once you come up with a business name and you know exactly what your business is going to sound like, you want to go on all the various social media platforms and then get the names registered on the various social media platforms. So from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, anywhere at all that you want to put your business, go on there and then register that name over there. Do what to secure that name so that it helps you and it creates that synchrony and synchrony across all the platforms. So make sure your names are always the same across all platforms. Not let's say on Facebook you have coffee shoes and then on Instagram you have Ama shoes. They don't correlate with each other, even though they have shoes in there. So do all to get an equal branding or the same branding across all platforms. Now, the next thing you want to do on the list is to start practicing your elevator pitch. Now, if you should meet someone today and they tell you that within, let's say, 60 seconds or 30 seconds, explain what your business does or explain what your business is into, will you be able to do that or you'll be fumbling with words? So it's very good as a business owner or a starting business to practice this skill exclusively because it's going to help you introduce yourself, it's going to help you introduce your business, it's going to introduce the services you offer as well to people. So do all to practice your elevator pitch. It should be something very short and practical that you can remember easily. So what is your business about? Within 30 seconds to 1 minute, you should be able to tell whatever your business is into, whatever your business offers to the audience or whatever you're offering. Whether a product-based or a service-based business, it should be easy for you to be able to say that out without fumbling with the words. The next thing you want to do is to check out your competition. Who are your competitors in that space that you're getting yourself into? What are they doing right? What are they doing wrong? What can you do to differentiate yourself from them? So all these components has to come in before you can launch your product or business that you're offering. You have to understand the competition, the space you're entering into. Who is there? Who is dominating that space? What are they doing uniquely that you're not doing? What is new that you can bring to the market to help you stand out and all that? So giving you that clarity of the industry you're going into and how to stand out helps you develop a very good brand identity, helps you develop a very good branding for your business, and helps you stand out in the market as well. So do well to take this into serious consideration when you're coming up with your business or ready to launch your business. Now, once you are done with all that, you're now moving into the physical state where you are creating the brand visual. Now, the brand visual, will be diving into that in a few minutes. The brand visual is basically the look and feel of the business. So that covers from your business logos, your colors, imagery, your packaging, and all those things. The various touch points of the business that customers are going to be seeing, enjoying, and feeling as well. So do all to take a closer consideration into that as well. If you are going to be selling baby shoes, you have to understand the industry you're going into. You have to understand what you're offering to the market. You have to understand your customer before you be able to even create a brand persona or a brand visual for that business that you're launching. So, and do all to understand your customers before you even start creating a brand or jumping into your logo. And no, your logo is not your brand. So don't mistake that your logo is not your brand. So it's just a process or it's part of the brand identity process. So do all to take serious consideration into creating that brand feel and brand look for the business you are trying to get into as well. Now, after doing all this, to wrap it up on my checklist that I normally give to start a business is to register the business and get a business account for financial purposes. So after registration, you have, let's say, you are legally binded to create a very good business standing point. People now know that you're a legitimate business that they could do business with, and also getting a very organized financial system for your business will help your business to be well organized as well. It helps you with clearing finances, it helps you giving clarity on your finances as well. So after doing all this, you want to register the business and also get a business account for that particular business that you're running as well. All right. So I'm challenging myself that from now to the end of August, we'll reach at least 5,000 followers on this platform. And I know it's possible. I know we can do it together. So do what to share this video with a friend. Do what to invite people to join the channel or subscribe to the channel. Let's go together. Let's create this platform. Let's help ourselves. I'm ready to give out more content. I'm ready to give out more educational resources to you to help you run your business, to help you grow your business, and to help you as an individual as well grow into an extensive and very resourceful person to society and the nation as well. So I'm looking forward to you. Let's try and hit the target of 5,000 followers 5,000 subscribers by the end of August. And I know you can do it, and I know we can do it together. Now we are moving on to the next phase of it, where we tackle the brand identity. Now, there's a lot of misconception about brand identity. Most people tend to see it just as creating a logo and then that's it. No, your brand identity is not your logo, but rather your brand identity is part of the logo development, is part of the brand identity component or element. So your brand identity covers everything from the visual of the company. It's basically how your company presents itself to the customer. So just see it as how a lady will dress and present herself to a date night. Basically, that's what your brand identity is all about. When she comes, you're looking at her stature, you're looking at her physique, you're looking at her dress, you're looking at how she's smelling, her touch. All those components coming together basically creates your brand identity. That's the whole ideology of a brand identity. So brand identity basically covers all these aspects of it. It's not just about your logo. It goes beyond that. Your packaging, when they come, how do they feel? What's the touch? What's the smell on your packaging? All those components trigger emotions in your customer. So when you're building a brand, it's more like an extensive process that you're going to go through. It's a long-term goal that you're going to go through. It's not just a one-day thing that you say, I'm building a brand, and then you just get a logo and you feel you have a brand. No, it doesn't work that way. It's completely opposite that. Rather, marketing is a short-term goal, but branding is a long-term goal. So if you are thinking of building a solid brand, man, it's going to take years to do. Coca-Cola didn't get here by creating a logo and then launching a product. No, it's a lot of processes goes through, a lot of strategic thinking goes through, a lot of resources goes through into creating a very good brand identity. So let's jump right into it. Like I mentioned before, brand identity is basically how a brand presents itself to a customer. So what are some of the components of it? You have your logo in there, you have your color palette, the kind of colors you use have to reflect the kind of product and service you're offering. And to the customers that are offering that particular product or service to, you have your typefaces, your typography. What type of typography are you using? How are they connecting to your business? How are they connecting to the customers as well? Does it feel right? Does it connect to them? And one big mistake I find a lot of business owners doing is that they create logos or they build identity based on their preference without understanding the customer persona. So that's why it's very important to understand your customer persona before you even start the whole brand identity process. Reason being that a brand owner would say, I like color blue or I like color red, so my logo has to be color red. Yet you don't understand the color process or the color psychology of the color you're choosing. Does it relate to the product they are offering? Does it relate to the service you're offering? Does it even speak about your brand? Does it connect with your brand? Does it connect with your customers? All this thought process has to go through before even choosing your colors for your business or product they are offering. So it's not just about you, it's about the customers. What do they want? What are they looking forward to? What do they want to see? That's where you come in from. So once you understand all these processes or have all this in mind, building a very solid brand identity can be amazing. It will be an amazing process between you and your creative person who is to handle that for you. And once you take all these things into consideration and coming up with a good brand identity, the results are always amazing. The results are always amazing. So the next thing I want to check also is your styling for images as well. If you are creating a brand identity, your image has to speak in a way to the customers you're presenting it to. It has to connect with them. It has to have that relationship that building that relationship between you, the brand, and the customer that you're presenting it to. Your sound that you use, the graphics that you use, how does your product feel when it's touched, if it's a product-based business. If it's a service-based also, how does the customer feel when they see the final product? All this thought process comes into your brand identity solution. So once you build it solidly, you build it with well thought, you realize that the result you're going to get is going to be amazing. Now, the next thing you want to check also is the sound and feel of it, depending on the type of product. You know, when you smell KFC, you know this is KFC. When it's changed, you will know. Without even eating it, when it's changed, you know. Or if, let's say, there's a problem with the food, you know, no, there's something wrong in there. It doesn't smell like my usual KFC. When pizza comes in, every pizza and then how their final smell comes up to be. So all this thought process are processes that someone has sat down to understand who you are as a customer and put thought and processes into it to make sure that consistently you are feeling that particular same feeling anytime you go for their brand or purchase their product. So do well to understand all these processes before you finalize on giving out your brand identity or present your brand identity to the public or the customer. Now, brand identity, as mentioned, it leads to loyalty. It helps you create a better credibility for your business. It also helps you pricing your product as well. That's why Apple is able to price their product anyhow they want, and you'll be able to buy it, or you'll be happy to buy it because they built that long-term goal with you. They built that brand loyalty with you. It helps you distinguish your brand from the competitors as well. So once you understand your competition, you know what their brand is looking like. You're not going to create an identical brand to compete with them. You'll be lost in the market because they are already there and you are not coming into the market. So understanding all these processes is key to building a very solid brand and a solid brand identity as well. And across my life or my journey as a brand strategist, I've seen a lot of business owners making a lot of mistakes, especially when it comes to building brand identities. Most times they do it about them, their preference, what they think. And when I come in, or when let's say I'm hired to help them in building brand identity, finally we all have our preferences. But I try to explain to them that hey, the brand you're building or the business you're building is not about you, it's about the customer. So if you like color red and your customer doesn't like color red, automatically that's -1 over there. If you like a particular thing about your product or service and you think your customer must like that particular thing, that's another -1. So once you keep on checking all these things, realize at the end of the day, you are building the business around yourself rather than building it around your customer. So all this thought process gives you a deeper understanding of the kind of product you're offering, the kind of service you're offering, and who you're offering it to, which really helps you develop a very good brand as well. So do want to take your time and then seek professional advice anytime you're coming up with a brand identity or building a brand. So you don't end up wasting a lot of resources investing into the various components of building a brand, and at the end of the day, you build a brand around yourself, or rather, instead of building it around your customers. Rather. So do want to take a lot of thought process into building a solid brand so you don't waste resources as well. Well, that covers it for the basic elements of brand identity. Now, the benefit of having a good brand identity is to make your brand distinct from others so that you don't end up crashing with other brands as well. It helps your brand become memorable. If I should flash an Apple logo here right now without mentioning the Apple company, you'll be able to determine which brand is that. If I should flash the Nike logo, you'll be able to understand. Coca-Cola, you'll be able to understand. So that's the memorability that we're talking about. If you see the color red and white, it strikes certain images or certain brands in mind. All those components comes together. And then also your brand has to, the identity has to be scalable. If you are going for a logo, it should be a logo that can be scaled to bigger sizes. So it's always good to work with a good designer who understand how to build logos and how to present logos to you and how to give the logos in various formats so that you'll be able to present them to your people as well. Also, your logo has to be flexible. The whole brand identity process has to be flexible. It has to also be cohesive, that it can work across other platforms. They can work with each other. You don't want to have, let's say, a color palette of yellow and white, and then they're applying pink and white to that combination as well. It wouldn't end well, the color clashes are too much. You have to understand all this thought process and make sure you put it into it as well. And make sure that once you have a very good identity, it's easy to apply across board, whether it's shirts, your marks, whether it's your print brochures and all those things, your website, how the colors are presented over there, how the logo works with each other, no matter where you're using, whether it's the website, you're using it on complimentary cards, you're using it on the letterhead, on pens, in fact, everywhere, packaging, everywhere. The logo has to be able to be, cohesive and applied, easy to apply on any platform. A typical example of this that works very well is the Amazon logo. No matter where they are putting it, once you see the fave icon or the brand icon over there without the full name of the logo, you are easily rememberable, or it easily reminds you of exactly which brand you are dealing with as well. So all these things have to go through a whole lot of thought process to be able to come up with it. So it's not going to be an easy task, but if you get a professional to help you, it's going to make it much more easier for you as well. So I want to see, let me see if I can share a couple of visual identity with you. Okay, so as you can see on the screen right now, this is part of the brand visual for a company that we've worked with under BrandNet. So as you can see, the whole communication across board, the applications I was talking about. So as you can see clearly, it's being applied to all the platforms over here, all the various touch points over here, sorry. And the consistency of colors is very important. The packaging, as I said earlier, all these things coming in, they are very extremely important, because if you miss out on it, or you miss in on it, or miss something about it, it goes a long way to affect you. So the imagery, how you present it, all these things comes in place. Every touch point of the business comes in place to work with this. So once you do them right, you'll be able to apply them everywhere. So as you can see, it's been applied everywhere. The consistency across. You don't use A here and then use B here and all that. So that consistency that you put across all the platform is very important for business growth and business visualization as well, increasing identity memory for your business. So do also understand all this thought process. If you don't know how to do it, I plead with you, seek professional advice so you don't end up wasting resources all in the name of trying to get a good brand identity at an affordable price. There are a lot of designers out there who don't understand the thought process that goes into creating a brand identity. So if you don't take a lot of time to understand it properly, you would miss out, and then it will cost you a lot, because you're going to pay someone and then they'll create something that is not valuable or doesn't connect or resonate with the audience that you're dealing with, and you have to repay again to be able to do it. So you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you're going to pay 2 or 3 times to be able to design a very good brand identity. But yes, if it's not good, I would advise also that you should pay and get it redone for you, so you come out with the best of it as well. Now, don't forget, we are still working towards our 5,000 subscribers growth by August 31st. So we do a big celebration online here. We do an online virtual party. So let's do all to hit it. Do share the video, invite your friends to subscribe as well. Let's go together and make it a success. Now, the next part of the video I want us, or the stream I want us to handle, is to market your business. I get a lot of questions on daily basis, especially for small businesses starting up, on frequently as to how they should market their business. Now, marketing has varieties, okay, depending on the product or service you're offering. Marketing has a variety of options in terms of how to present your brand. But there are some consistent areas that, as a small business with limited budget, if you focus over there, you can make a lot out of it, or you can make good use of those platforms and those resources. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a couple of them that you could use. You could start with getting a business website for the business that you are running. The advantage of getting a business website are enormous. One, it helps you with SEO. When someone goes on Google and searches for you right now, and searches for a product that you offer, and you have a good structure on your website, you'll be able to connect easily with that customer, or you appear in front of that customer so that they'll be able to deal with you or contact you for the product or service you're offering. So do want to understand the thought process that goes into building websites, and make sure you build a very good one for your business. Now, the next thing we want to focus on is also making good use of the various social media platforms. There are lots of them over there: Facebook, Instagram. Be on all of them. You don't know where your customers are going to come from, so make sure you utilize all of them. Make sure you utilize them properly and understand various platforms and how they work, so you'll be able to build your business according to, and then use them to their maximum profitability, so you don't waste your time over there. Also, you want to understand how blogging works, and also try and do it if you can. Try and do it as well. The next thing is to print brochures, some handout bills that you can give to people at events, in cars. And one thing I've realized, a lot of people are shy when they start business. Man, you've got to make that money. Okay, you've got to make that money. Nobody cares whether you're shy or not. You've got to get customers, you've got to get money, you've got to make profit from the investments you're doing. So print out brochures, print out all that, and then distribute it to people, like give it to people anywhere you can get them. It is under conference and events, anywhere at all, try and distribute it to them, let them watch, and then understand what to do. So that one day, maybe they might not need it, but someone else might need it and they might recommend you to it. So do all to utilize that. Do all to utilize um how do you call it? Go for networking events. Also visit a lot of programs going on. When you go, don't just be a participant after the event. Do all to connect with the other people over there as well. Share your flyers, share your complimentary cards, share your business contact details with them. Take DS as well. So if they don't call, you can call them from time to time, follow up on them, check what's going on with them as well. So all these things comes under marketing. It's all part of marketing one way or the other. Also, do very well to build trust and offer good services to your base customers. Now, once you do this with your base customers, it starts to do the word of mouth marketing for you. So they tend to market your business on behalf of you. They will talk to someone about it, they'll tell someone about it. When someone needs it, they'll give their vote of confidence to that person to be able to purchase your product or come to you for solutions to whatever they need. So do all to build that trust between your base customers, and then they multiply up for you. Also, cold calling is one effective way to market your business. You can do cold calling today by picking up the phone, calling a couple of people, and then telling them, "Hey, I'm so and so, and I offer ABCD products from this company, and I'm just asking if you're interested in it, or this is how to just get a test ride of whatever you're offering, and then see you to help your business." So do all to learn the line that works for your business. This is not a strict cold call script. Do all to find what works for your business and utilize it as well. Do all to build an email list. It's very important as well. It helps you make announcements, it helps you market your product, it helps you keep in touch with customers as well. So do all to build an email list for your business. And then to sum it up, do all to build or do paid advertising on all the various social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, that's it, Google, that's it, Pinterest, that's it, LinkedIn, that's it, Twitter, that they all do paid advertising. Basically, what paid advertising does is to showcase your business or show your business to a lot more people than the usual people following. So it shows people your business outside your business circle. So it really helps if you utilize it properly and invest into it properly. It really helps. A lot of people think it's a waste of money, but it really helps. If you understand marketing, you know you're not wasting your money, because not everyone sees your products today will need your products today, but they might need it tomorrow, they might need it the next 2 days, they might need it next week. So showcasing your business to them basically gives you the advantage over your competitor who is sleeping. Now, a typical example would be, you might see a shoe today online, or you might see a handbag today online, or a suit today online. You wouldn't buy it today, but you like it. You take a screenshot of it, or take a picture, or save that page, or even visit that page to follow them. Now, the next time that you need that product, there's a pictorial remembrance of who you want to buy from, because you've already connected with them. You get it? But if, let's say, I'm your competitor and I don't showcase my business to anyone, I don't tell anyone about their business, how would you know I'm there? How would you know I'm selling? How would your customers find me? So doing paid advertising basically shows your business to a lot more people than the usual people following you. If you have 10 people following you and you do paid advertising, your business can reach 10,000 people. That's basically the advantage you get. And out of that 10,000 people, at least one will be a customer. It's not basically number to profit ratio, but the advantage is, once you do it, people will see you. Once people see you, they become buyers. Once they become buyers, they multiply, and that multiplication brings you more profit as well. So don't be scared to do paid advertising. It really pays off. I can guarantee you that. But if you are doing it, do it the right way. If you don't understand how to do it, seek professional advice from people who know how to do it to help you do it properly, so you don't end up wasting your money to the various platforms as well. So basically, that sums it up for marketing and business. I hope you are taking notes and taking screenshots as well, so you could later on reflect on it. Anyway, the video will be available on the channel, so anytime at all you want to learn or you want to, get some pointers back here, you can easily come back and watch it. Also, do want to share it with a friend. Share. Let them see what's going on here. Let them enjoy what's going on here. So don't be the only one enjoying it. All right. So one question I get asked frequently also is, how can I make my small business more successful? Um, there's no definite answer to it. Every business and how their industry reflects or reacts to the market. There are some businesses that have ceilings. There are some businesses that can flow throughout the year. There are some businesses that have a specific time that you have to sell to be able to max out profits as well. So understand all these things, because there's no definite answer to this. But these are some guidelines that can help you. You have to stay organized as a business. You have to keep detailed record as a business owner. You have to analyze your competition. Very, very important. Analyze your competition, what they're doing. See if you can replicate or do it differently to be able to attract market share as well. Be creative about the product and service you're offering. It doesn't have to be strict. If it's a particular product you're offering in a particular way, it doesn't mean it has to be constantly be featured that way. You can make varieties of it, come up with creative ideas around it to be able to make it stand out in the market. You have to stay focused. There are lots of distractions along the way in building a business, but you have to stay focused. And also, you have to be ready to make sacrifices. I can't stress on, you have to be ready to make sacrifices. There's no comfort in running your own business or running a business. You have to be ready to make sacrifices. You have to sacrifice sleep. You have to sacrifice money. You have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice resources. In fact, you have to even sacrifice some friends and outing. So all these things. So all these things comes in place in terms of building a successful brand or making a business successful. And also, one last thing is that you have to offer great service. No matter the business or product you are offering, you have to stay focused and offer great service to the people that you are selling. Once you offer great service, there's multiplication in terms of customers coming in. There is that trust and then gain of word of mouth coming in from others as well. So do your very best to always offer great services to your audience that you're working with as well. Well, that's it for that session. Now we dive into productivity tips, and let's share a couple of productivity tips that we can use today to help us become more successful and more productive during the day. So, productivity. I think I have about 2 or 3 videos on the channel about productivity, and they are more detailed and has more information in there. So do want to go and watch it after this one to give you a better understanding. Now, productivity is not magic. It's not a trick. It's not any unique way of doing something. It's just habits that you have to learn continuously and practice so that they become part of you. Now, a lot of people get this misconception that some people are naturally more productive or naturally more active than the others. I guarantee you there's nothing like that. Okay. Productivity is an intentional habit that you practice over time to become part of you. So you can't wake up today and say, I'm the most productive person around, or I'm in my productive day. No, it doesn't work that way. It has to be a habit that you practice. Once you do it over and over and over time, it becomes part of you. Be able to wake up without necessarily thinking through your day, but you already know how your day is going to go. You know exactly what to do and all those things. So it's a habit that you need to learn and practice as well. Now, here are some tips to help you stay productive and make the most out of your day all the time. You have to learn to prioritize your tasks of the day. If you wake up, find out which tasks are more important. So categorizing your tasks of the day will help you gain clarity as to how your day will go. Multitasking. A lot of people have a lot of misconception about this. Yes, it works for some people, but most times a lot of people that practice it without having it as a habit end up wasting their time. Reason being that you have divided attention doing 3 or 4 things at a go. What happens is, if you're not skilled at it and it's not a habit that you practice, what would happen at the end of the day is that you put in a lot of resources to working on 3 or 4 projects at the same time, and you end up losing out on all of them or having a lot of mistakes in all of them. Once you have all these mistakes in all of them, you now have to go back and start working on them individually. Now, that time frame that you used to work on them at that particular time is wasted and it's gone. It's not going to come back. So it's best if you practice it over time to understand how to work with multitasking. Is actually a skill that you have to learn and master. It's not just magic. It doesn't just come like that. It's something that you have to do continuously to be able to learn how to do it. So do well to practice it often to understand how it works and also make good use of it. You have to learn how to put your activities of the day on sticky notes. Okay, you can't see it, but I do have a couple of them on the wall over here because of the presentation. It's covering that side. But I do have a couple of, I do utilize it a lot. So do what to utilize it for yourself as well. Put all your thoughts on notes for the day. Know exactly what you're doing for the day and then put them in thoughts, put them in writing. So when you wake up, you can follow them and then they help you as well. Do what to have enough rest. A lot of people think working 24 hours a day makes you more productive. No, it doesn't make you productive. How your brain is set up, how your cognitive behavior is set up. If you don't have enough rest, the brain doesn't have enough energy to process what is going on the next day. So what you end up doing is overstressing your brain, and then you end up losing the productivity side of it. So you now just be running through the day as a human being instead of running through the day as an effective or productive human being. To do well to find time to have rest for your body, let your body rejuvenate, let your body refurbish its energy that is lost, so that once you wake up the next day, you have more energy to run through the day. Having enough rest helps you mentally, physically, emotionally, and generally also as well. So do want to have enough rest for your business. Also, do want to understand how your day goes. Which time of the day or which part of the day do you find yourself extremely productive? Now, everybody and how their body is set up, how their environment is set up, how their working environment is also like, and their personality also counts in this. Some of us, we like working late at night, so I can stay up all night working. But trust me, in the morning, I have my rest. So I can stay up all night using the night time to do whatever I want to do. But once I'm done, I have enough rest before I jump into the next day. That's how my day is set up. So what works for you must work for you, but you have to make good use of it. So learn your productive time, study yourself. Once you know how your body is set up, how your body responds to times and work resources or the work kind of activity you are doing, you'll be able to strategize your day. So you know, okay, early in the morning I'm at my peak. So that means early in the morning you have to do a lot of hefty tasks or heavy tasks. So in that way you clear out all the heavy tasks in the morning. By noon, if they are less, down or less productive, you do the lesser tasks. That way it doesn't stress you out. You don't end up wasting a lot of resources, a lot of time doing nothing, or just hanging about a couple of projects that you end up not finishing as well. So do want to understand how your body works and when your peaking moment happens in the day, so that you'll be able to understand enough about yourself and also utilize it to your advantage. Also, drink water, please. Drink drink a lot of water. As you can see, in fact, let me just drink water. So as you can see, drinking water really helps you. It helps you refreshing yourself. It helps you keep yourself, your body fluids balanced. It helps you with respiration and all that. There's a lot of benefits of water that helps you. Even if it's not food like you and you have water, it really helps you, during the day. And also, finally, do well to take breaks in between your work schedule. Working very hard without being effective produces zero results. But if you work at smaller rates, taking between breaks where you can probably walk around or go and visit a scenery or walk to a different desk and just come back, just have a laptop. It refreshes your brain. It's more like using a computer that once the computer starts freezing up, you either restart the computer or you refresh your computer a couple of times and then you get it back running at its full speed again. So the same concept applies to a human body as well. Once you start running the day, you need breaks in between to be able to refresh yourself, refresh your eyes as well, just to get your brain running at effective pace as well. So do want to take breaks in between your work schedule. It will be just 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes break. Just take a walk around, have a smile, or probably watch some funny videos, something just to get you going, so you don't end up being overwhelmed by how the day has been as well. So basically, that's it for productivity tips that I can share with you that has helped me and I'm using every day as well. And still not forgetting our goal. We have to reach 5,000 subscribers by August 31st, and I know we can do it. I'm counting on you to help me make it happen. And let's make it happen. Now, some of you might be watching this video later on. If you're watching this video later on, do what to comment in the comment section. Whichever question you have about business, productivity, and branding as well, I'll do what to answer all of them. I do my best to answer the comments that come on the channel, so I'll do what to answer them for you. So don't be shy. Feel free to ask the questions, and I'll do what to answer them. Now, if you have a more pressing question, I'll be leaving a link in the description, either to my LinkedIn platform or my Facebook platform. You can reach out. My email address is also available on YouTube. You can reach out to me on email as well, and then ask me a question about business branding, productivity, growth mindset development, and I'll be more than glad to help you as well as an individual, help you as a business as well, establish and grow as well. Well, that's it for this session. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I'm glad you joined in. Wherever you're watching from, do want to share comments in later on or now. Any of them works. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than willing to help you. And I think that would be it for this session. It was just a quick session I wanted to have with you to be able to help you. I've uploaded a couple of new videos about branding and what a brand and what branding means as well. I'll be uploading a few more on the branding series I'm doing where I'm explaining the various components of branding, what goes into branding, and how to go about branding for your business as well. So do all to subscribe if you haven't yet. Share this video with a friend and them also see. And I'll be sharing more content in a couple of weeks coming. So do all to stay tuned. Now, if you've not turned on your bell notification icon, please do right now, so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first person to know about it before the others come to see it. First come, first serve. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm glad you're able to join in. I'm Edwin Dela. On this channel, I share content on business, branding, productivity, and growth mindset. By way of introduction, I'm a global brand strategist. I'm a creative director, and I'm a growth mindset advocate. I advocate on building growth mindset, building growth attitude, building positive mindsets in our minds and around the youth as well, because we are the future. If you don't start working on it now, we'll be missing out the next few years ahead, where you have this state of fixed mindset possibilities or fixed mindset understanding or acceptance of personalities that we are aiming to have a good future with. You end up being in that phase where most of them don't even believe in themselves because of how their childhood was, or because of the challenges they faced growing up, that nobody was able to push them, to cross that fixed mindset state into the growth mindset state, where they will have to accept who they are and their possibilities or their uniqueness. So my advocacy is basically to change that perception that you can do it no matter the restrictions, no matter the limitations, no matter the setbacks that you have, you can still make it. There's always a possibility. Once you set your mind to it, you'll be able to do it. So by way of introduction, that's what I do. I'm also a creative director with Brandnet Limited, a marketing and advertising agency here in Ghana. We specialize in branding, brand development, business development, marketing, advertising, all that things that come with it. There's a link in the description to the website. You can go there and go and check it out and see what we do as well. So that's it for this video. I'm glad you were able to join in, and I appreciate your time. We spent a couple of time here, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in the next video coming up. Cheers.